Hi, I'm Tinny from Any Bowl Design, and I just got a comment on YouTube after I posted a video. Somebody questioned the design of the stove, wanted me to explain it. So that's what I'll do next. I'll go around the back of the camera and I'll take it all apart and explain it to you. But I wanted to add to that there's other ways to keep this stove cool besides that little piece of silicone that's in there. If you put a base on it and route it out and get some heat sinks going, those heat sinks will carry off the heat. There's not a huge amount of heat here to carry off, but they will carry off the heat so it doesn't build up and boil the alcohol. But this stove, because I want to keep it super compact and super light, I didn't want to put that base on or put fins on it or make it wider and airy, so I wanted it to be very compact and small. So the thermal block was a logical way to go. And when I say compact, just a second, let me show you something. This is one of those little glasses they give you in the hospital to take medication out of. It holds 1 ounce. And you should go right in there. Make a carrying case for it if you want to. That's small. Cool beans, huh? Won't go in this way, but it'll go in the other way. If it wasn't for the nipple, it would go in either way. But you gotta have the nipple on the wide part. So anyway, let's take a look at it. Okay, I'll take the hose off. Now, you've got two parts to this stove. You've got the bottom half, where all the fuel is stored, and you've got the top half, where all the burning takes place. This is the burner plate. Okay, if I can get this apart, and it doesn't come apart, there we go. I'm going to take the wick out. Well, yeah, I'll leave the wick in there for clarity. Okay, now when this is lit, this is burning, all this is burning, and because this is burning, and this is in contact with it, this tends to get hot. This top ring tends to get hot. Now, if you didn't have any silicone in there, and this was a one-piece stove, so that this wick was touching right on this, it would heat this up. Trust me, I've done this. It will heat this up, and if you don't have any heat sink or anything to carry off the heat, this will get hot enough so the alcohol will boil, and when it does, it'll start flaring, and you'll start getting flames shooting up through this crack, and it's just not pretty. It runs away with itself. It's too hot. It burns fuel like crazy. So, in order to get around that, I put this piece of silicone in here. Now, what this silicone does is it insulates this hot plate from the stove. Without it, you'd be right in contact and the heat would be transferred. But I put this on there, and that insulates one from the other. And it's true that this is going to get fairly hot, although it doesn't get as hot as you'd think it would, because as the alcohol burns, it tends to cool it. So, but it does get hot, and it does vaporize the alcohol in the very top portion of this wick. But since gravity keeps the pooling part of the alcohol, the really dense alcohol, down in the bottom, all this vaporizing up here is just a little bit of alcohol that's being brought up by the capillary action. All the really dense, heavy alcohol concentration is in the bottom, down here. And since this is insulated from the burner on the top, you can be running this right along, as I'll show you in a minute, and it doesn't even get hot enough to burn your fingers, which is probably 130 would burn your fingers. And I found about 130 is where alcohol starts to boil, so this has got to stay well below 130. And it does. And without the silicone, it will get super hot. It'll go right up to 212. Nasty. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, you can see this is burning wide open, and you can see that I'm hanging onto it. And you can see that I've been hanging on it for quite a while, and if it was hot, I wouldn't be hanging onto it. So I think that pretty much is proof positive that this thermal block works. Because if it didn't, this base would be very, very hot right now. So, proof's in the pudding. There you go. I'm Tinny from Any Bowl Design. Get out and hike. take a friend, enjoy the great outdoors, and more important than anything, try to have a really great day and try to take some time out of your day to have a little fun. Bye-bye.